This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Don't Wear Shorts on Stage: The Stand-Up Guide to Comedy, by Rob Durham. Introduction. Comics aren't spotted while they're growing up. In 8th grade, I remember sitting near the popular kids and hearing them talk about two of their peers who recently ended their middle school relationship. I was often shy, but at that moment I chimed in with, "You mean Katie and Mark broke up after only a week?" Wow. I seriously thought they would stay together for 8 more years, then get married, then have kids and live a wonderful life together. That's what most 8th grade couples end up doing, isn't it? They stared at me in silence until one of the girls finally said, "Do you think you're funny or something?" Years later, all of my classmates still have a hard time believing that the quiet, well-behaved boy they grew up with is a touring comedian. I imagine a lot of other comics can relate. To become a comedian, you don't have to have the reputation of being the funny person in the office or class clown. Now it's your turn to be heard. If you want to become a professional comedian, know that it's one of the most terribly unfair industries in America. I just wanted to point that out and warn you ahead of time. Maybe you'll get to the end of this book and decide that it's not for you. If that's the case, then I've saved you a lot of time, money, and miles on your car. However, I don't want you to get discouraged if anything seems overwhelming. Take comedy one step at a time. There is no way to find out how great or bad you might be until months from now. Be patient with yourself even as you read ahead to the parts of the business that you won't encounter for years. This book can prevent you from making countless mistakes, but it cannot speed time along. This book isn't about how to become famous, make millions of dollars, and eventually get your voice in every Pixar film that comes out. That takes talent and luck that few of us have. This book is simply a guide on how to get started in comedy and make it up to or near the point I have reached, earning money while touring to different cities. I make enough money to call myself a professional comedian. However, I don't consider myself a full-time touring comic at this time. Why would a man who wrote a book on comedy not want to be a full-time comic anymore? Read on and find out. On paper, being a comedian looks like the best and easiest job in the world. Wake up, talk for less than an hour on stage, get free drinks, and go home. Of course, it's not that easy. This book will introduce you to the steps that it takes to get there, as well as all of the obstacles that come during the other 23 hours of the day. Those are the hours that will determine how successful your career is. If stand-up comedy becomes an easy job, you're doing it wrong. I often get emails from friends or acquaintances saying they're interested in trying stand-up. They ask what they need to do, or if I have any advice. I give them a few basic suggestions, but very few have ever actually made it to a stage. It's easy to stall when you know that the first ever set is going to be the hardest. It took me about 2 months to finally go on stage after I told everyone I was going to try stand-up. Reading this book might be yet another one of your stalling tactics. That's fine, but set yourself a goal date on the calendar for some time in the next few weeks. This book describes the path that it takes to start and continue making money in stand-up comedy. There are exceptions to many of these rules, but they usually need to be accompanied by large amounts of talent that not many of us have. The rest of us need to find that balance of pleasing the audiences, being respected by the other comics in the business, and being liked by the club owners. Accomplishing these 3 things is key to a financially successful comedy career. This book will cover not only how to reach this balance, but also why this balance is so important. Again, those 3 things need to be balanced for your best shot at success. To be successful in comedy, it's crucial to be respected and liked by not just the audiences, but also the club owners and other comics. Part 1: Starting Out. Every great comic starts in a humble amateur setting. It's usually a mass of nerves, nerds, and a few know-it-alls holding their notebooks and waiting for a chance to stand out. A comic's reputation begins here, so along with trying to put on a good show, follow these other guidelines to keep your peers laughing with you instead of at you.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.